We're just live today. I forgot to press the intro button. Hello and
It's
welcome
okay.
to this month's, last month's, but this month live show for the Sibs Book Club, where we read Ariadne. Yay!
Oh my God. I just want to say it's so weird to be live. We haven't been live in so long, neither of us.
Yeah, I mean, I was live last night, but for the first time in weeks.
I haven't been since the 28th live anywhere.
Yeah, I think that's the same for me until last night. And I'm glad that it was the way round that it was, because I just had a bit of a meltdown.
Oh no.
Just because it was the first time. Like, obviously I talked to Matt and I have the kids around, but like that's it. So like last night was the first like other people that I'd spoken to. So I was just like, everything was coming out like
But it's okay. You are doing amazing. So don't worry.
Thank you. So are you. So
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So obviously give people a chance to come in and everything. Did you overall enjoy this book then?
Overall, I did enjoy the book. It was a much better experience than Cersei. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Although
That's
I
why I was
don't
so nervous about your answer, because I was just like, oh gosh, don't let it be another Cersei.
It's not. I like the writing style a lot more, but it made me realize a lot of things that I like in retellings because I read, I think it was 3 retellings last month. This was one of
Right.
them. And it made me realize a few things that I enjoy and a few things that I don't, but I will share it. Can I share them now, or would you like me to share them later?
Feel free, share them now. Yeah.
Okay, so
I don't know why I'm
let's
looking at my
talk with.
questions if they're going to tell me anything.
So Ariadne to me is a very much of a telling story. So it basically tells the story of Ariadne, you know.
Yeah.
And although I like it, this is the type of books that I would, in some sort of way, go for research and not as much for enjoyment, because
Yeah.
it tells you the story of this goddess, of this, let's call her character, and what I understood for me last month was that retellings to me have to have that creativity from the author. So let's say, have you read A Fate in Blood?
Yes.
Okay, so A Fate in Blood to me is a retelling, a very
Yeah.
much retelling, but you can understand a little bit of the story of the gods, but it has that creativity from the author that
Yeah.
makes it more fun to me and more interesting, because you are just not just knowing the god story, you are also knowing someone that is influenced from that. Is that making sense?
Yeah. Yeah. I understand.
For
Yeah. So you've got your mix of your historical with your mix of fictional to make it more
yeah,
interesting.
yeah, for example, exactly, I also read Daughter of the Moon Goddess, which is a Chinese retelling for Chang'e and Oh-hee, and they are both Chinese gods, and the story is told in their daughter's perspective, which
Right.
it's interesting. Like, you still know their story, but at the
Mm.
same time, it's not the main focus. As for example, to me, Ariadne, it's
Yeah.
like we are knowing Ariadne. We are knowing, if we go to, let's say, a Greek book and you search Ariadne, we will
Yeah.
know this story, you know? And
Yeah.
if we search for, let's say, either Freya, which is for a fainting in blood, or let's say Changi and Ohi, we will not know the story that the book tells, because the, the author took that main story, the
Mm.
goddess story, and she transformed it. And I think that is what I like, when they get to understand the God story and then transform it and make it something else. So it's
Yeah.
basically inspiration, which to me it's still a retelling because the original story is for the god or the goddess, but it's not as this to me is almost a tell story.
Yeah. Right. I am just popping a banner on
Yeah.
so that we don't have to worry.
Yes.
So, but we have got a couple of people join us. We've got Olivia saying hi to both of us, and we've got Cool Gamer. So let us know in the comments if you have read this book with us. I'm pretty sure you have, Livia. Yeah, so let me know if my memory serves correct there. But yeah, I feel very similarly to you, Beatrice, with this one. Like I did really enjoy this overall. I haven't written down what my rating was, but I guess it was a reread for me, so whatever my rating was will be the same, I think. What's yours?
I gave it initially 3.75, but then I had to change it because I gave Daughter of the Moon Goddess 3.75, and I was comparing
Right.
them and I was like, I don't feel they deserve the same rating. So then I
Yeah.
changed Ariadne to 3.5.
Right. Okay,
It's
interesting.
still good. It's still good.
Yeah,
But
it's not quite the same.
yeah,
No.
there are a
This
lot of things.
about having like the 0.5s rated in ratings because it gives you that space to
Mhm.
like two books that are 4 stars, but one might be a 4.25 and one might be a 3.75 realistically. And you've got that space to like delineate between them. Woo!
Yeah, I think it's not that I hated Daughter of the Moon Goddess, but I just did not felt like it deserved like the 4 star.
Yeah,
And
quite.
it's not quite there, you know?
Mm, yeah.
If you ask me why, I don't know why.
I know sometimes it's weird like that though, isn't it? Like you
Yeah.
can't, it's just a feeling rather than a factual situation. So Livia did read it and really liked it. Yay! So what was your rating then? If you gave it a rating, Livia, let us know. Yeah, so my first question, check me out, guys. I mean, Beatrice knows this, but I'm actually prepared. Don't tell
Look,
anyone. I'll never.
next year, me and Laura have to talk, but look who came. This is my bullet journal. Isn't she pretty? Isn't
You
she
went for
pretty?
the green.
I went for the green. And this is going to be I'm going to show. I know this, we don't have to be talking about here, but we haven't talked in so long. Like, this is
Yeah,
going to be all over the place. This is going to be my sticker for
I love
like
that.
this first page, this one.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be this sticker. And then on the cover, I'm thinking of putting this one.
Oh yay! I love that. It's so cute.
But this also for me to say that I have in here, if I can find it, because I have started planning it a little bit. So I have this page is all going to be book club pics.
Oh
I don't know,
nice.
for
Oh, I
our
wanted
book club. And I'm thinking of putting everything in here, and then we wait, I might have to count this again. Yeah, but me and Laura have to talk how we want to do this next year and forward. Once we have updates, we will update everyone on the Discord because, like, this last month has been very chaotic for both of us, and we want to get back to the book club like a lot
yeah.
more certainly.
Happy place.
Yeah.
But
And
we've
so
missed
we
being as active with it.
I did, and honestly, I thank Matt a lot for that reminder last week, because also my anxiety has not let me pick up
That's
on
okay.
things, and I really forgot. But luckily, I'm doing
Give him
much.
a list.
Oh, sorry.
I did give him a list of things to remember to do online for me because I wasn't in a state to do it myself.
Yeah.
In the moments between medications, I would be like, right, okay, what do I need to get done? Right, I can't take any pain medication until I've written this list. It was a bit bad.
You're
But yeah.
doing amazing. By the way, if you hear noises, the house next to mine, the one that is on that side in front of my window, it's a old house that was just sold like 1 or 2 months ago. They are destroying walls,
Oh God. Oh God.
and they decided to start destroying the walls yesterday at 9:30 p.m.
PM. Oh my gosh. That's rude.
They today started at like 11 or something like that. But if you
Yeah,
hear
well, that's not
something,
so bad, but
it's on that side. It's not in my house. They are destroying walls and do whatever they want.
yeah. Well, I guess whatever needs doing gets done, but it's kind of frustrating to hear it for you.
By the way, I might go to England next year. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
You know that talking of, you know that warehouse, the book warehouse factory place that you were saying about, there's one in Leeds as well.
Oh, I have to go there in the weekend that they are open for everyone.
Yeah. So we could make it a bit of a UK tour, if you like.
Yes, of
And
course.
all of the people. We'll just get everyone together. Everyone
Yeah.
can make it. Livy, you
Yes,
coming over? You can come
because
too. I know
I
you do.
decided I decided, and we will get onto Ariadne very shortly, but
Yes.
I decided that although my work is causing me a lot of stress, I need to reward myself for being able to still going and not just quitting and giving up. And I
And
think I'll be starting taking care of stuff like getting a Revolut card so I can pay for stuff there, getting this, getting that, trying to see when I can have, let's say, at least one day holiday so I can book it and then go on Friday morning, arrive there, get there, check in. We have all of the weekend, and I might come into like, let's say, Monday, because only start working at 3, but it might be a lot to me also. So I might
yeah,
take like Friday
yeah,
and Monday, just 2 days.
yeah.
But it's a lot. I have a lot to prepare. I need to get a passport. I need to get a card. I need to get this, and that. So it's a lot
Yeah.
to prepare.
One step at a time.
Yeah.
So
Okay. We
okay.
will end up here. We will start on to Ariadne.
Yeah. Olivia gave Ariadne 4 stars also.
Yes.
Olivia also loves your planner.
I'm so excited because I'm going to be doing a video for it, and I'm going to be sharing everything like the stickers and all of that. And the video that is coming up today for my YouTube channel, you might be able to see all of the stickers that I got from that one.
Nice. I'm still waiting on my supply of stickers. You know that the
Mm.
message I sent you with my stickers that I ordered in from Coffee Monsters Co. They always take a long time though, and they always have like a thing on their website saying roughly how long to expect and stuff. So it's fine. But yeah. Anyway, so we've gone through our overall thoughts. Livia, if you want to add any of your overall thoughts, and Core Gamer 2, if you also read Ariadne and want to share any of your thoughts, feel free to do so in the comments at any point. Answer any of the questions, because I have 13 of them. And I know, check me out. This is me when I'm good at my job. Don't tell anyone, because it probably won't happen again. But yeah, so my next question for us all is, how did you feel about the writing style and world building? We'll go
Do you want to start? Oh, I'm going to start. Okay. So I used very much an audio book to get through this. So I think it was what got me through this, but I also did read like 1 or 2 pages myself, which I didn't hate, but I know these tell all, let's call it like that. I have a hard time with this type of writing style. They tend to be quite lyricy. This one was not that bad because I think she was able to compensate it with it's not lack of information, but not putting too much, you know. She has a very, not delicate, but she has a very romance type of writing style.
Yeah.
Romantic. It's not even romance, it's romantic type of writing style.
Yeah.
If I say so myself, which I don't hate, but I also have a hard time reading it. This type of writing style I tend to do better in Portuguese because it's almost like an interpretation of the original one. The world building, it's something that I was expecting for, let's call it again, a tell all. There was not much of a world building, but there was much of a tell for what was happening. To me, it was much more factual than creative in a way.
Interesting. See, I felt a little bit differently. I really enjoyed the world building that I experienced, but I found it very, by world building, what I'm meaning is, in my perspective, is that I could imagine everything that was happening, but it wasn't like from as if I'm Ariadne or whatever character is being spoken about. It was like I was watching it like a movie rather than experiencing it as a character, if that makes sense. So I didn't get as much of the emotion, but then maybe that's partly because it was a reread, and I can remember the first time I read it, I was very much swept up in it, because I think actually the first time I read this was the first time that I'd read anything with Ariadne in. So I literally had no idea. I didn't even know there was a connection between Ariadne and Minos.
Oh yeah, they are brothers.
It was balmy to me. How did I not know?
Minus he's her dad.
Yeah. So I didn't, but I didn't.
I think
stuff with Minos and the Minotaur, but obviously because a lot of
I think
until the last few years, a lot of it is written from the male perspective. So I didn't make the connection between Ariadne and Minos at all.
Of course. And I also think that's because she is a very much secondary character on the Minotaur story.
Yeah.
So she's not that important.
No.
So I think something that I want to praise Jennifer Saint for doing is she is actually telling the stories of lesser gods, lesser goddesses in case, instead of the bigger ones. So there are a bunch of stories about Persephone and Hades. There are a bunch of stories about, let's say, Aphrodite, Medusa, who else? A bunch of them. Circe.
I was about to say the same as you, yeah.
Oh, the Song of Achilles is also a retelling.
Yeah. But the Song of Achilles, for instance, that's again mostly, well, I don't know. It is, I guess you could say it is written from the male perspective, but it incorporates the females, and there are perspectives from the females as well. So it's nice to have access to, although it is fictional, there is obviously that connection to the mythologies. It is nice to have that mix, you know,
Yeah.
and not forgetting the women, although we could do with a little bit more queerness.
Yeah.
Saying,
Yeah, that is true. And they used to be quite queer at the time.
yeah, there was none
So,
of this crap that we have today. Queer was good.
but I enjoyed the world setting, though. I enjoyed
Yeah,
that
I did.
it's just not done as, to me, badly as Cersei, um, because she's always in that island.
Mm-hmm.
But we also get, because we have two points of views in it, we also get outside of the island things, which that is one of the things that I missed in Cersei, and I think that's why Cersei got so repetitive at a point, because it was always the same thing, and I didn't feel that this was repetitive at all. It was
No.
very different, and I want to talk about tissues later, but we will get there.
Okay. Okay. So I don't think I wrote this question down actually, but I did. There was a lot, very heavy like emphasis for me when I was reading it on the the relationship between the sisters. Even for them many years that they were apart, they stayed in each other's minds and played into decisions they made. And I thought that was really lovely. And I didn't know if that was something that that I just sort of randomly picked up on, or if that was like a theme that is obvious to everybody. Do you know what I mean?
If you want to read Livia's comment while Klaus is.
Okay, let's do that. I really enjoyed the writing. I read some months ago another retelling by Hannah Lynn. Oh, Hannah Lynn. I gave only 3 stars because the writing wasn't for me. I am going to have to check out Hannah Lynn because I hadn't heard of that author. So, although maybe I won't be reading Hannah Lynn. I just, we'll see. I like that in Ariadne, I have a view to their thoughts, and it's not only the mythology story. 100% agree. Totally agree. So anyway, next question.
Klaus is still at it, but if just so I can answer your question,
Oh yeah.
I found the sisters' relationship at a point lovely. At a point, one of them was quite jealous of the other. You know, like that was pretty much noticeable. And I did not like Pacify because I think she always wanted what Ariadne had.
Yeah.
And once she was not able to get what Ariadne had, she had to be the victim of something,
Right.
you know? Because to me, that ending for Pacify, it was quite predictable. Like you could see that the little kid, the son from Theseus, did not like
Yeah.
Pacify. It
No.
was noticeable when you were reading. And I don't know, I think I'm not sure if this was me during reading or if anyone picked up, but I don't know where she got the idea that he liked her and
Right.
would run away with her, you know?
Oh, see, I
So
felt like, I don't know. I felt like he did lead her on, and like he didn't say that he was going to do it. it directly as such, but it was very. I
think
think
it was
because she wanted to see it as well. She wanted to think that. She wanted.
yeah. To me,
So
I
that
think it was.
quite a heavy thing, wasn't it?
I think it was just being polite, and that's the thing. Like, and I can see his side because a lot of the times when I'm polite with guys, let's say, they also think that I am flirting with them, which it's not the case. I am just someone that is
Nice.
generally polite with
Yeah.
everyone. So I can see why she thought of it, but I also see his side where I'm like, but he did not hint you, you know. I quite understood. I don't remember his name, but I quite understood his character, and I also am quite sad about that ending for
Yeah.
him. I'm happy that Ariadne intervened. I think that's the word.
Yeah. 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 Sorry. I love going. I love these live shows. It's kind of like just reliving the whole book, but from everyone's perspective because we're sharing our thoughts. Like I love it. So, okay. So, how did? Okay, so you've already answered this, Beatrice, to some degree. I'm not sure if I have or not. I've just asked, how did you read this? Was it physical, ebook, or
Sorry.
all right? So did
So
you just listen audio?
I did immersive reading. So I sometimes I just listen to the audio because I was, let's say, playing games like Palia or something like that, and listening to the book.
Yeah.
Or once I was not playing games and listening to it, I had the book with me. So I did a mixture.
Livia read via ebook.
Well, how about you?
You have that?
It's
Really?
Ellie. It's Ellie.
I do know people's names.
I have this has been all day like this. I'm so sorry about that.
Don't worry.
I have a little like note thing on my computer on this big one with
Yeah.
some names. Well, I only have Ellie's name right now.
I have a few, but I'm getting good at remembering a lot of the time. I shouldn't have said that. I'm going to forget the next person that comes in. So, but Ellie, anyway, did you read Ariadne with us? And yeah. And let us know what your general thoughts were of Ariadne, what your rating was, how you read, whether you read ebook, physical, immersive, a mixture. Let us know. So I did my usual immersive for most of it, but then there were a couple of times where I went to just audio for similar reasons as you, Beatrice, when I was doing other things, because I ended up binging it in one day in the end, because I'd saved it just for the sprints and thought, oh well, I'll just read it in the I just got so swept up in it that I just carried on going. Just got it done.
You
But,
did well. No, I think you did good doing that.
yeah, sometimes it happens like that, though, doesn't it? It grabs you and then you can't put it down. But I think if I hadn't had the audio, I wouldn't have been able to do that. But because I did already have the audio from the first time I read it, I could do the switcheroo thing. So I would like to share a curiosity about the Italian language and Ariadne. Oh, go for it. Yep. In Italy, there's a saying, piante in Aso, sorry, I ruined that. That it means leaving someone abruptly. In Aso derives from Naso. Did I skip one? I didn't. No.
No.
Okay. Okay, so in Aso, derived from Naso. Sorry.
I think Livia is writing just like in blocks, you know. So
Okay.
we might have a few more.
Yeah. Okay. So Ellie read physical book, although I have not had the time to read with uni and placement are killing me at the moment. Oh no.
Oh.
Left enjoying that. Oh, bless you, Ellie. I hope it gets easier soon. And gives you at least a little bit of a break. But just to let you know, we potentially may spoil.
Oh yeah.
So if you don't want to be spoiled for it, we completely 100% understand if you stick us or whatever. But you're welcome to stay if you want to. The Italian names of the island. Okay.
Yeah, so Nassau was one of the islands. I think it was Nexus, which is
Yeah, it was.
Ariadne's island.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm trying to look these words up in like thousands of words. I'm not going to find one word just by opening it. The other time where Ariadne was abandoned. Okay, interesting. And we have a Chris. Hello, clocking into work in a bit, but I hope you're all having an amazing time discussing. Hope you enjoyed the book. We did. And if you've got time to let us know if you've read it, what your thoughts were, etc., feel free to pop them in the comments. But if not, thanks for popping in and I hope the workday goes well.
I think I just now understood what Livia was trying to say is.
Right.
My mind only now made the connection. So piantare in aso means in English leaving someone abruptly, and aso that derives from it's connected to the retelling of Ariadne.
Right.
Just
Okay.
now my mind, I was trying to understand it and I was like, what does it mean? Just now I did understand it.
Yeah. I hadn't clicked on yet. I probably would have clicked on like as I was falling to sleep tonight or something ridiculous like that. And I'd have been like, oh, that's what Olivia was talking about.
Yeah, because
that's my brain.
Where Livia says where Ariadne was abandoned, and piantare in aso means leaving abruptly someone, you know. So Ariadne was left abruptly in Naxos. So
why can't I sound like you guys when I talk?
it's the heritage.
I have Italian heritage.
But you are mainly English. Your accent, mine, Portuguese and Italian, they are not similar, but they come from the same.
Yeah, they're both romantic languages.
They are Latin.
So, oh no, it's not you, Livia. It's me. Genuinely, it's me. It genuinely takes me a long time to connect dots all of the time. Doesn't matter how simple you make something. It's just the way my brain works. Okay. Oh no, I'm making a mess. Okay. Yes, I am using my fake Udi
your blanket.
my glasses because that's just what I do. Okay, so what are everyone's thoughts on the love Phaedra had for, and I can't say this one very well,
Oh,
again. Hippolytes? Hippolytes? No. Oh, why don't I write page numbers for when I'm thinking of these?
Which one was that? Because the first one, the one
Phaedra
that was.
Oh, do you know what? Now I can't remember where I got this question from. It's not going to tell me on the back, is it?
Because
Hippolyte. Hang on. I know what I'll do.
Hippolytus was the son of Theseus,
Yes.
which was the one that I talked earlier.
Yes. So, yeah. So what are your thoughts on that? Like in terms of like Phaedra effectively being his step parent?
I think it was the same one as it was when she liked Theseus. You know, when she first met him, she was fascinated by him because it was something new. Because we get to know throughout the book that Phaedra did not actually like Theseus,
No.
you know, so I feel like it would have ended up being the same thing with Hippolytus. I think I'm saying that right. Because it's to me, he never hinted her that he also liked her, you know.
No.
I never saw it. So I was like, where did you get the idea that he liked you? You know? So I was like, hmm. So I think she is a very naive character.
I
Still.
think, yeah, like I think there's some naivety there, definitely. But I also think with her that I felt very much like there was this yearning for something. She had like a gap in her life
Mhm.
that she couldn't fill and she couldn't figure out
Yeah.
how to fill. So she focused on, there was always that focus on something outside of her completing her and making her feel whole. And to me, that's what I feel like he represented to her. But then I feel like that's what she thought Theseus represented for a minute. And then once the spell was broken there and realized that actually she wasn't going to get happiness from Theseus either.
Yeah.
You know, like there's this concept, and I feel like we see that a lot, like just like in the world kind of thing. And I think, talking for myself, I've been there, done that, in terms of like looking to the outside to feel happy when really you just need to figure out how to be happy with how you are as a person kind of thing. But I really liked that representation, like that, like almost bringing it into the now, because that's often how our brains work when we're like struggling with things that are hard. We look to the outside to fix them. I'm not saying that everyone does that, but I'm saying like a lot of people do that. I don't think we know that we do that necessarily. Yeah. It was really kind of refreshing to kind of see that without it feeling like you do this too, I'm seeing you kind of thing. Like, do you know what I mean? Like sometimes when I read things in books, then I think, oh my God, I do that. Oh my God. And I feel really like confronted by it. This didn't feel like that. And I really appreciated that aspect, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I just take things too deep, but
I understand what you are saying, like totally. So she was very much delusional,
Yeah,
and just
she
like
was like
Livy is saying.
over focused on that one person, like, and it was
And
like that spell. It was super quick. Like it was almost like she didn't see him, and then she saw him, and that was it.
yeah,
Like,
pretty much. And
yeah,
I think she was just like, I think you said, she was trying to compensate things with a new person when
yeah,
she felt like it. So
yeah. I don't know.
she
So,
was not a
what
very.
this book was my therapist.
Oh,
Just kidding. No. She Olivia agrees. We've got this. Okay, we're getting this on a t-shirt, right?
she
Ariadne.
was delusional.
Ariadne. It was Phaedra, wasn't it? Phaedra was delusional.
She
Uh,
was, and
yeah. She just needed her sister and a good hug.
yeah,
So
and
talk her down. So definitely. And I also think that she didn't have a female representation in her life.
she
100%.
didn't, because her mother was only focusing on the Minotaur, you
Yeah.
know. And I think, I don't know,
Yeah.
their mom was a weird one also.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot going on there. Like, and I'd love to actually read something from focused on her, because I'd love to explore that, because I feel like there's a lot there that it's like hinted at but not
Hmm.
actually, because there's not space in one book to do
No.
that with every character. So 100% agree. And I think that that's why there was this constant sisterhood theme throughout the whole book. Like, even though they spent a good chunk of the book not even aware that the other one was alive still.
Hmm. But
So,
that is Dionysus' fault.
yep. Yeah, it was.
So
I don't know if this is the right term. And I think that this influences her maternity journey. Ah, interesting.
definitely,
I, yeah,
because she was never like, I agree with Livia on that one.
yeah, I think I do too. I just hadn't thought of it. Oh, I love this so much. I love that I love talking about books with people. Okay, so next we have, what do people think of Theseus leaving Ariadne on the island and then marrying and lying to Phaedra?
I hate Theseus.
I hate
I
Theseus too.
I did not like him. She basically used Ariadne for wherever he wanted. At the time, I thought of a word for him, but I don't remember it now. My main thing with Theseus is basically that he used them in the way that he wanted, and just so that he didn't have any obligation with Ariadne, he left her in the island. And then when Minos saw that Theseus was getting too much power, he decided to create an alliance and Pas- marry Pasiphae to Theseus. My thing in here is not that, I don't think that Theseus was she was in the wrong always,
Right.
especially in marrying Pasiphae, because that was an governmental, whatever you want to call it,
Mm.
situation. Although he did not have to leave Ariadne in the island. You know,
No, he didn't.
but if he didn't left Ariadne in the isle, half of the book wouldn't even exist. So
No, and also I feel like what his options to him, his options were to leave her there or kill her.
yeah,
Because he didn't want her part of his life
no.
at all.
But at the same time, then I thought like,
Mm,
because you can understand in the situation, uh, because he didn't want pacify, he sent
yeah,
her to another place, but he had no way of doing that with Ariadne because she was the one opening up the door for them.
yeah,
So he basically used them both.
yeah,
And then he used again Pacify when they married, but
yeah.
he the one with Ariadne was a little bit worse.
Yeah. Do we feel any different knowing the age of like the age of them? Because I don't know what the males' age are, but I know that the females are very young, aren't they? Sort of very like
Theseus was also a child because
well,
the sacrifices,
but
it was at least a teen
yeah,
because the childs from they were sacrificing the childs from Athens
yeah,
to the Minotaur.
yeah. So he at least acted like a child. So then Ariadne would have been a similar age, and then Phaedra was younger, wasn't she? Because
At least
Ariadne
5 years.
was, yeah, viewed her as like an annoying little sister, basically.
Yeah.
Um,
And that is, I think that is the thing that I did not like, that her father married her so young and sent her
yeah,
like, I don't want to take care of you, so go.
yeah,
At least 13, because she said
yeah,
that she spent at least 5 years on the island with Theseus in Athens, with Theseus just looking at the walls.
yeah, yeah. It just shows you, like, if that happened today, it would be illegal. Um,
Well, depend on
but
the country, but yes.
well, yeah, that's true. Um, yeah, it does make you appreciate the time and place that you live
That's true.
to some degree. So, um, she saw her mother borning a monster, giving birth to a monster. Yes, 100%. Like that on its own must have been a trauma
Yeah.
on its own kind of thing. But then, would we view it that? Would I view it that way if she'd seen her parent giving birth to a human baby? I don't think I would, because I think that a lot of families have their children around when birthing
Mm.
happens and things like that, and we don't hear of them being traumatized. So I don't know. Interesting.
I don't know. I know she was definitely traumatized by that.
Yeah, but I don't know whether it's solely from the fact that it was a child being born that wasn't human or wholly human,
Mm.
or whether it was the
Mm.
fact that her mother effectively became disappeared to her from that point onwards. And
I think it was also because her mother disappeared to her from that point onwards.
yeah, I feel like if her mother hadn't um, been like
Disappeared.
that, yeah, it might have been a different story, you know.
Yeah.
But Livy thinks both. Interesting to think about these things, though, isn't it? Like, I mean, obviously, you could never know unless it actually happened.
True.
Realistically, but it's like nice to play out the ideas in your head, you know. Okay, so did the time jumps affect your
Oh,
reading? And if so,
it did. Oh, sorry.
right?
I don't think it. I don't think it really affected my reading experience.
Okay.
Although it because I don't know why, but I read it like it was just a continuous story. And then when they referred to it like, oh, a few days have passed, and I was like, oh, interesting, you know. A few days, no, a few years have passed, and I was like, oh, have they?
Yeah.
You know. So
Yeah.
that was my main thing. I don't think it really influenced me, but
Okay.
when they happened, I went like,
Huh?
did they? Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did we get there?
Yeah.
I was a little bit like at first. I think this time it didn't bother me at all because it was a reread and I was ready for them. But the first time I read it, I think the time jumps did throw me quite a bit, and it took me a minute to like adjust to them. But I am a little bit iffy with time jumps anyway, unless they're super obvious. Like, I prefer time jumps to have like to go, you know, to go from chapter to chapter, but then to have like the year or the date or something to indicate, okay, we're in a different time now at the beginning of the chapter, to like to stop me from coming out of the story, if you like. So the first time I read it, I think that was one of the few things that I didn't particularly like, but it didn't. I was really glad that actually on the reread it didn't bother me at all.
Okay, that's nice then.
Yeah, so it was. I'm glad that I reread it, and I'm glad as well that, because sometimes I reread books quite close together. So I'm like Tom Mead's books, I've read them a couple of times already this year, kind of thing. So quite close together. I haven't had time to really forget them in between. Whereas with Ariadne, because I read it when it first came out and then again now, I had time to forget about little bits and pieces and whatnot, which, so that was nice. It was kind of like a nice little in between of like having the benefit of having a reread, but then also having some of the benefits of first read as well. So
Yeah. Sorry, I just had to take my. They were hurting my ears.
mine do after a while as well.
Yeah.
It's annoying, isn't it?
I had to take them off.
One day we'll find earphones that don't do that to us.
Oh, I am normally okay once I wear them enough. But I just got them. They're new.
I
So
thought they were new. I didn't think I'd seen them too many times. Okay. So we said hello. Fairy Girls Library. I feel like I might have seen your handle around, but I don't know your name. So if you want me to call you anything other than your handle, feel free to let me know in the comments what you want me to say. The downside to having the cuckoo clock above my laptop. And Ariadne. Every time. And Ariadne T, she considered the Minotaur as a little brother, 100%. She really got attached to him, didn't she? I
she
kind of
got
felt like,
and she felt bad for what Theseus did to him, but at the same time she knew that it was needed.
yeah,
The thing to me with Pasiphae is that she was the youngest child, So in a way, Pasiphae was the one sacrificed once the Minotaur was born. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I don't think I haven't done any sprints with you guys. Well, we have, but these aren't normal sprints. This one today is a live show for our book club called the Sibs Book Club, and we read Ariadne by Jennifer Saint. So there may be spoilers here, but you're welcome to stay as long as you're happy with that. But if you don't want to get spoiled, then we 100% understand if you want to just mute us or go to another set of sprints. I'm sure there's plenty going on, but hopefully you'll stay with us. You're more than welcome anyway. And she was the only one to help their mother with him 100%. In some ways she had more mothering instinct than any other person in the whole book, to some degree.
Because Ariadne was the one that saw her actual mother.
Yeah.
As a mother, you know.
Yeah.
And she saw how she was before the Minotaur was born. So that is why I think that she is the only one that really has mother instinct, because she saw those instincts before they happened, you know.
Yeah.
Or not before they happened, but before her mother got cold, and I thought he was chewing on something.
No, he's looking for something. I think he's looking for your hair tie.
It's just a claw clip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's why
you can see him looking for trouble behind you, like, where is it? Where is it? No. I'm reading my best friend's exorcism and it's so good by Gross Parts. Oh, there's Gross Parts. I have this on my behind. Who's that again? Who was I? Artemis. Behind Artemis is that book. Okay, Gross Parts. Good to know. I've just finished a book with Gross Parts. I'm traumatized. Still 5 stars though. Highly recommend Chlorine by Jade Song if you haven't read it. Be ready for the gore. Don't read it while eating if you're squeamish in the slightest, is my recommendation. What book are we talking about? We are talking about Ariadne by Jennifer Saint. My name is Liz. Hi Liz, nice to meet you. I feel like I have seen you around, but maybe we haven't chatted yet. So nice to meet you. Welcome, Liz. It's okay. I'll say, yay. We love that. 100%. Yay. Okay. Okay. Oh my God. I'm going to be prepared more often. This is so fun. So,
and I'm just having fun here on this side, just answering questions. So
yeah. Well, this is if we're enjoying this, maybe we'll do this more often. Do it more like a question and answer style.
Yeah.
If we take it in turns to have the live show on our channels, then it's not going to be one person all of the time coming up with the questions. And actually, we could probably have everyone, if anyone has any questions that they want everyone to answer, they can always put them in the Discord, can't they? And we can include them.
Yeah.
Nice. Ooh, we've got a plan. Okay. Did you know the story of the Minotaur already before reading this? And how do you feel about this retelling in terms of, do you think any previous knowledge or lack of knowledge affected your enjoyment of this book?
A lot of just a thing. I don't know if a lot of people know this. A lot of the books that we have to read for school in Portugal, a lot of them are kind of retellings, let's say like that. So we have quite a few of them. We have Achilles and all of that. So I knew about this story already. And um, what we call our Portuguese classics, a lot of them are from um, goddess inspired and gods inspired things. So I knew the story. What I did not know is that he had sisters.
Right.
So this was the only thing that I was like, oh, okay, interesting. Because the Minotaur story is a very common story that
Mm.
we know, not like blatantly, but we know it.
Yeah. I feel like that's the same for me in a lot of ways. Like we didn't really have a lot of sort of like Greek mythology taught to us in school or anything like that. But I think because my mum was a reader for a long time, before her health declined in a way that meant that she couldn't read anymore. She was very like well-rounded with her reading and exposed me to a lot of sort of like I wasn't it like as soon as I could read, I was allowed to read anything that I wanted
Okay.
to. So there was none of this like you have to stick to the children's section. I could, if I picked up a book and wanted to read it, I could read it, kind of thing. So I think like because I was lucky enough to have that, then I was exposed to like readings that you wouldn't necessarily get as a child, as a general rule. I'm not saying that every single one has been a good thing. I was definitely exposed to some books that I definitely shouldn't have read as a child. But generally, I feel like it was like quite a good thing. But I'd heard of the Minotaur. I didn't really know the story. And honestly, I felt like I did a couple of times. The first time I read it, I did go off and Google a few things because I felt like I didn't know what they were referring to as such. I felt like I needed to know more. But
Yeah.
then again, on a reread, and I know it's a reread and it's gonna feel different. But I think on the reread, I think even though I binged it in a day, I took more time with it mentally.
Mm-hmm.
And I think because I took more time with it mentally, I got it better than I did the first time, if that makes sense. So I think, I don't know, I don't think you need to have background knowledge to read this.
You don't. I don't think you need, like, normally with these books, I feel like if you have to have back knowledge, they're not doing a good job. This
Yeah.
one, you didn't have to have back knowledge, so I think it was.
Be access into it, aren't they, for people that haven't learned anything about
Yeah.
mythologies or whatever, or maybe find sort of like the non-fiction books just boring and therefore want something that's a bit more exciting, which is also a valid reason to read them. But I don't know, like I feel like it, like, what am I trying to say? Okay, so I don't feel like you need background knowledge to read these books, but I do think it makes you
Appreciate the story.
appreciate the stories, but also intrigued to know more.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why the first time I read it, I was like, oh, I don't think I know enough about this. It wasn't that I didn't know enough, it was that I wanted to know more. And I misunderstood myself, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say. Oh, okay, we got there in the end. No. Yes, I know the story. Like I said before, I enjoyed this book because it wasn't only the story, but the thoughts and feelings. Oh, 100%. Loved it. Are in the book. And do you guys have a book club every month? We do. We are called the Sibs Book Club. And actually, I need to double check. Did I put everything in the description?
Oh, let me see. I can see.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
we have
Let me just see here. I just don't think that the book club Discord is there, but I can share it fast.
right. Okay, cool. So we have a Discord. Obviously, you can follow both myself and Beatriz, but most of what happens for the book club is in the Discord. So feel free to join. It's not you don't have to join in with every book or anything like that. You can just join in with whichever books that you want to read with us. But like we like to chat and have fun in there anyway. We have polls, we have spinner wheels, we have all sorts going on in there. So yeah, feel free to join us. And yeah. Instead, Hannah Lynn book felt like a school book that just told, right, okay, I'm not interested in Hannah. Sorry, Hannah Lynn, not interested. So, and then we have the Discord link. Okay, I will check it out. Lovely. Well, hopefully we'll have another sip.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have gone. We usually only do these for about an hour, and I still have a few more questions. Shall we do one more?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, which one am I gonna pick? Okay, let's go with a nice, easy, fun one, I hope. Okay, so let's finish up on did everyone have a favorite character in this one? And if so, what was your favorite about them? Like what made them your favorite character?
Oh, I'm so bad, but I did not have a favorite character. I don't think I like any of them more than the other.
They're a little
Like,
bit too human, aren't they?
yeah, I was able to appreciate them for what they brought. Oh, wait. I think I'm okay. I'm good. I was able to appreciate them for what they brought to the story, but I
Yeah.
did not particularly like them.
I'm gonna be a little bit controversial. I kind of liked Phaedra.
Oh,
I know that's a bit weird, but Phaedra for me, I think because she never let go of the sister connection in her mind, and the way that okay, she had her flaws as all of them did.
yeah.
But I think just the way I don't know what it was. I really should have written this down, but I don't know what it was. Honestly, I think because it was just the sister thing, and I'm a sucker for found family, or just real family in this case. She never really let go of her sister, even though she thought she was dead. She didn't really.
Okay.
She always like still had that. Well, what would Ariadne do thing, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that commitment that to Ariadne was just really impressive to me, because I think I don't know that I would be able to do that. Like once someone's saying that, I'm like that with my mum and my nan, and they've passed away. So maybe, I don't know. But then I don't have with my real, like my blood siblings, I don't have much of a relationship with them. So I think because I have that missing in my own life, I find it really impressive, I guess, to refuse to let that connection go, you know?
Okay. Yeah. I
I
think
don't
I'm
know.
understanding. I did not particularly like any of the characters. To me, they were just there doing.
Doing their
But
thing.
doing that thing. Yeah.
I feel like that a lot of times though, like with Greek mythology in particular. I think there's a lot to love about the stories, and there's a lot to learn about human nature. But it is kind of, when I think about all of the books that I've read, there's nearly always at least one character that I really sort of, I almost bond with as if they're a real person, like in my mind. But I don't get that with Greek mythology very often.
Interesting.
So, yeah. And yet, Greek mythology, out of all of the mythologies, is the one that I've read the most of. Interesting.
I think me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think closely followed by maybe Chinese mythology.
Yeah. That was I was going to say my main one might be actually Chinese mythology.
Yeah. So I'm hit and miss with Chinese mythology, I feel like. I think it depends very much on the author for me. Whereas Greek mythology, I don't know, but maybe I just haven't read enough of it yet to have found authors that I'm not that into or whatever. Maybe I've just hit lucky. Who knows? Same for me. At first I liked Dionysus, but then he became like the other gods. Sure did.
It might have been because through the years he got more appreciated by all of the people,
Yeah.
you know. So he got more into his little thing of being a god, not just someone.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I'm curious to read the book about Hera because in Ariadne is depicted like the awful goddess, but this is from the male point of view. Yeah. I have read Hera.
Oh.
I'm going to leave that there. I may read Hera again because maybe I just wasn't in the mood for it, but I just wasn't that into it. There we go.
Yeah.
I'm saying nothing else. I'll go ruining it for anyone else. But yeah, I wasn't that into. Hang on. I do mean Hera, don't I? Oh, all my books are all over the place still. It won't be over there because I've read it already, so it'll be over there. Sorry, I've moved everything around, so I can't even double check that I have actually read Hera.
Oh no.
I think her book, with her point of view, will be really different. Yeah, it will be really different. If it is the book that I think, I'm 99% sure because I think I got it on NetGalley.
Oh.
And then also bought it from Book of the Month. I have problems. Okay, leave me alone. It's fine. Yeah. So, but I think maybe I just wasn't in the mood for. I have a few more questions. Are you guys interested in them? If so,
Yes.
do you want me to put them in the Discord?
Cool. I think we can do that and finish like the chat on the Discord. What do y'all think?
Yeah, I'm good with that. So, yeah, because I mean, in terms of like the actual, I've just realised something. The last, like on this side, I've got all my questions. On this side, I've just got my little notes, and then I got distracted and just ended up reading and didn't write any of what I was thinking. But the last note I wrote was, let's see if I can hold it up enough for you to see. Theseus is a scumbag.
Oh my god, that was funny.
Oh, dear me. I have some really, intelligent thoughts. No.
That is a fun one.
Yeah, definitely. And I think her book with her. Oh, sorry, I've read this one. Good. Yeah. What can I say? Okay, so do we have any final thoughts? Beatrice, have you got anything coming up that you want people to know about?
Oh, that is what I'm doing. I'm so sorry. I got distracted. My mind went and flew. I have a video coming out today, just like something
Oh, yeah,
very,
it's Sunday. Makes sense.
just very like, uh, it's not bad. It's interesting. It's just I decided to film my Sunday afternoon last week, so it's just that, and yeah.
So it's just something different to what you've done previously.
No, not really. No,
Okay.
it's just the same. I don't know why. Like it
Well,
is.
you know me, I'll watch it in 2 weeks because that's how far behind perpetually I am on my watch later.
It's okay.
No, do you know what? I genuinely thought, like, when I first had my accident, and I first got home, I was just trying to like keep myself like up in my spirits kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, right, okay, there's got to be upsides to this, like there's upsides to the worst things in the world also have upsides. So I was like, right, what are the upsides for this accident? Okay, so surely I'm gonna have time to catch up on my watch later because I can't move.
Yeah.
Has that happened?
And then you spend all of the day sleeping.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
it's okay. Sometimes the body also needs to decompress.
I think I underestimated just how much of a trauma to my body it was, and
Mhm.
I don't know, and I think I forgot just how old I am as well.
Oh my god, not at all.
At 20, I probably wouldn't have needed the amount of rest that I've needed at 42. So
But that is normal, Laura. That is normal. My body is much
I
more,
just
it's much younger.
realized. But yeah, at least I can now sit at my desk again, as you can tell,
Yeah.
which is nice. Um, I was starting to hate my bedroom, I'll be honest. I was
Oh no.
genuinely starting to hate it. And that is my safe place. That is where I go when I'm feeling low, if I'm feeling like I just need to have a minute to myself. That's where I go. Um, so it wasn't good that I was starting to hate my bedroom. I am now, this will probably be the only time in my life that I say this. I am missing the outside.
Oh.
Because I haven't, other than sitting like opening my window, I haven't had fresh air since
Mhm.
I came out the hospital, um, which is nearly 2 weeks ago now. So that kind of sucks. But yeah, it's going to be fine. Tomorrow I've got my appointment, so hopefully it's good news, and I
It's
can
going
have
to
a.
be amazing. You are going to have good results.
I'm sure. I think I just have this fear of because I've got fibro.
Mm.
I get a lot of like cramps and like I don't know if you call them cramps or something else, but it's like where the muscles go really rigid and like my foot will push away
Mm.
and go like in a weird angle.
Oh.
Um, and that hasn't stopped. Like being in a cast hasn't stopped that. So I'm scared that I've like messed up what they've done. But
Mm.
hopefully that's not the case.
It will not be.
Yeah. So um, yeah. What have I got coming up? Well, hopefully I can't sprint tomorrow because I've got the hospital, but hopefully I can do even just a few hours on Thursday. I'll do some sprints. And I do have videos filmed. They're just not edited because Matt has had to look after me, look after Isabel, look after the house, and everything. So he hasn't had the time. And when
Matt
he has
is the goat.
yeah, he is. He really is. When he has had the time, I haven't wanted to ask him to edit because I want him to rest and, you know, have time for himself where possible. So yeah, so I will have videos again one day. And I was supposed to have Spooktober where I was going to do a video every single day, a video or sprinting every single day in October. Obviously that got kaput because of the accident, but I've decided that quite a lot of the stuff that I had planned for Spooktober can be moved over to November, and we're going to call it Boovember.
Boovember?
Yeah,
I love that.
I think someone else told me that. I think that someone, I can't remember, it was either someone told me that in a message or it was one of my really random drug-induced hazes that I had when I first, but I'm sure, I'm pretty sure I messaged someone when I was in the hospital saying I'm really good, my Spooktober's not going to work if I don't have a, you know, if I can't move around and stuff. I'm pretty sure someone else told me it, so if it was your idea, just let me know it was you again. Because no, my brain was not.
But I love that.
Yeah, they said Boovember and something else. I'm sure there was another idea, but I really liked Boovember. I just think it's really cute. So yeah, so I am going to change it up. It won't be quite Spooktober, but
it's still
going to have fun.
It's still going to be fun.
Yeah, exactly. And it's going to hopefully be like me getting back into the rhythm and like leaving this accident behind.
Yes.
Onto, I mean, I know I won't be healed yet, but hopefully it can be me moving on and stop moaning about this stupid accident and my fear of shoes.
I think it's normal. Now you have to show empathy with yourself, you know?
Yeah. I think I do. And I do have to remember that I have PTSD. That is a diagnosis that I have. So my brain will react to any trauma in the way that it has learned to react. So whether that's over the top or not, I've kind of got a choice but to accept that that's the way my brain works. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it is kind of funny that I'm now afraid of shoes. So it is. I mean, I've got to accept that is not a normal thing to be afraid of. So,
but I think it's rational because it was such a big accident that now you are just, you have to
process.
Yeah, and impacted you so much, like all of so much that I think it's rational. I think I understand it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you have to, how do I say it, empathize with yourself and with what you are feeling, because that is normal. Like, this is stupid, but I am afraid of going on very intense walks, or like I am afraid.
Maybe that's rational for you because you've got a heart condition. Okay, fine.
Do I need to say something?
I get you. I get you. You are right. You are right. I think as well, like I've got it in my head that people won't get it because like when I say I've broken my ankle, people break their ankles all the time. Like this is the thing that happens, right?
But to me, it's like if you were Isabel's age, you know, or my age even, that would heal nicely, at least. But
Yeah.
you cannot forget that you are double at least my age.
Mm.
Almost. And your body, especially with all of the with fibro and all of that you have, your
Yeah.
body heals differently,
Yeah.
and you have to accept that.
Yeah. I do.
It is. It's just a broken ankle for someone. To
Yeah.
you, is a broken bone that needs to be taken care of
Yeah.
rationally and
Yeah.
carefully. You know,
Yeah. You're
look at
right.
me. Look at me going.
Are we hearing each other? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Yeah, you are right. You are right. I agree. It's just not that easy. Like like it's so. I think it's like the shock thing as well. Like, how do you trip over a shoe and do the damage that I've done? Like, I literally dislocated my foot. My foot was not attached to my leg anymore.
Oh,
And like there's how there's two bones in the bottom part of your leg. I've broken both sides of both bones. Sorry,
no, it's okay.
but
If I explain my exam, people also get freaked out. So
yeah, I was feeling a bit crazy when you were telling me earlier.
look, when my doctor explained my exam to me the first time, I almost fainted. So
Okay. But then we have this in our heads as well. Like we remember that these things are happening to us. Like, and the fact that I have metal in my leg now freaks the life out of me. Like,
yes,
I don't know how I'm going to get used to that. Like, and yeah, I've heard like people have this sort of operation all the time. Like literally, the surgeon said to me, "This is what I do all day, every day. I fix people's bones." Like, and I'm like, "What? Yeah, but like, this isn't my everyday."
I get it.
Minutes, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, it took time to heal. Exactly, Beatrice. Okay, I agree with you 100%. And ouch. Yeah, it was out.
But you are doing better now. So
I
that
am
is
now, and I feel a lot better having people knowing that, like, now that I'm well enough to like sit and be on the internet again, I've got friends to talk to. You know? Yeah, it really. I mean, I've had friends to talk to this whole time, but like, it's different verbally being able to say things to writing it on a message, you know. So, and also there's this like whole thing like I'm trying not to freak people out, but I am so freaked out that I feel like I need to talk about what's happened, like what my leg, like all the icky bits.
yeah,
I want to show people the pictures and stuff like that because like I almost want that validation of, well, yeah, you feel icky because like this is icky.
exactly.
No? I don't know. Brains are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So, right, okay. Before I go off on another tangent, I will let you guys all go, and I will see you in the comments of streams and whatnot. Beatrice will see you on her video shortly, and we'll both see you around the internet.
Yes.
So thank you so much for joining us today, and yeah, really appreciate you all. See you later. You too, Ellie.